Hey friend, have you had those days where you just can't find your joy? It feels like your joy has been stolen. I feel like all of us have been in that position, and it's a common thread that we all deal with on a daily basis. There are so many things in life that threaten to steal our joy, and they come at us at all directions. Sometimes it just seems like we're under attack, and sometimes we are. But I have good news. I have a new Bible study that just released, Surrender the Joy Stealers, Rediscover the Jesus Joy in You. And I'm coming to you from my car today, which I thought was a fitting little place to have this chat, because in the Bible study I share a story about my daughter. You know, when our kids are young, and maybe if we don't have kids, we have nieces or nephews that have been in our car, and it's a captive audience, right? It's teachable moments all around. But sometimes we have to remember that they're watching us too. And my daughter used to get on me about my posture. She'd noticed that while I was driving, I would tend to slouch. And it wasn't pretty. So her cue was, every time she saw me slouching, she would say, "You're doing it." And that would prompt me to sit up straight. And it worked. She was great at her job. And I tell that story in my... And so I thought that it would be a fitting environment to come to you today from my car. But why did I write this study? Back in 2013, I spoke at a women's event. It was a theme on joy, and I asked women to write down what threatened to steal their joy on little slips of paper. Then they were going to come up front and deposit those joy stealers into a box in an act of surrender, and then pick up a white carnation in exchange as a symbol that they were going to surrender those joy stealers, and they were going to take up God's joy that He has already freely given to us. And I didn't know how many women would participate in this. And I know we're not supposed to have regrets, but my only regret was I didn't make that piece of paper bigger, because women crammed things in the front of the paper, on the back. They just couldn't write down fast enough the things that threatened to steal their joy that day. We never know what someone sitting next to us at a women's event, on an airplane, maybe at a restaurant, or standing in front of us at a grocery store line, what they're going through. And they don't know what we're going through either. We all have that common theme, that common thread, that things come at us that threaten to steal our joy. But I have good news, because in this Bible study, we're going to go through a journey. Week 1 is reveal. We're going to reveal what threatens to steal our joy, and we're going to name it. And we go through the reasons why that is so important, to identify our joy stealers. So reveal. Week 1 is reveal. Week 2, respond. We are going to see how it is that we respond. What does it practically mean to respond in that way and to surrender our joy stealers to God? What does surrender look like? And then week 3 is receive. We're going to receive God's joy freely into our hearts, the joy He's already gave us so that our joy would be full, as He says in John 15:11. And then the next week, we're going to walk through a process of renewal. We're going to walk through what it means to have a renewed mind, a renewed soul, spirit, everything renewed. God wants to renew things in us. And then we're going to go through rest. Week 5 is rest, because rest is so important. We don't get enough rest, friend, but not only taking a nap on the couch, which I love to do, but it's down to the soul kind of rest that we need. And we're going to talk about what that looks like. And then week 6 is reach, because John 15 talks about how Jesus is the vine, we're the branches, and the Father is the vine dresser. And a vine dresser intimately and intricately prunes the branches so that more fruit can come forth, so that a branch could produce abundant fruit. So we want to bear much fruit, but what does it look like? Sometimes we worry if we're actually bearing enough fruit. But I want to encourage you that in week 6, we learn how to do this, as far as the truth being that we don't produce the fruit. God produces the fruit in and through us. And what does that look like? So friend, I'm Doris Swift, author of Surrender the Joy Stealers, Rediscover the Jesus Joy in You. You can find more about this Bible study at my website, dorisswift.com. Pick up a copy, maybe grab a copy for a friend, go through it together, or go through it through a Bible study group at church or at home. It's designed for individual and group study. So, friend, I hope it blesses you, and I would love for us to take this journey together. God bless you, and may your joy be full.